Alright, so Jesse's still being treated differently, right? All I can say about that. But like I told you about a black man being lynched for dating a white woman, it's the same premise as whether you're gay or straight. See, that's the problem. You can't orchestrate a fake crime. Now, Jesse's just trying to get out of it like all criminals do. Like criminals often do. Now, I'm telling you all my thoughts on God. That's why I brought that into it. But some people don't understand choice, alright? They want to pretend they don't have one when you always do. Even when you choose not to choose, you're still making a choice. You understand that, right? A choice is two choices versus one choice. If you have males only, then you can say you don't have a choice. And you can't make it to where it's males only, so you don't have a choice either. You can't eliminate the female. No. Nor the male. All right. That means you have a choice. You got two choices in who you can date, a male or a female. Right? Exactly. Whether you're gay or straight. Those are the only two choices you have unless you run into a minority called intersex or true hermaphrodites in old school language. In old doctoring. Right. And that's the real problem there. Too, right? You can't lie about who you can or can't date, right? And you can date anyone, right? Right. And people usually know when you're lying. Now, psychiatrists and psychologists who support homosexuality are telling them to say this, right? Now, right or wrong, that's their opinion, though, right? But the thing about an opinion, it's just that, an opinion, even if it's a medical opinion, right? Now, do I care if you date a man or a woman? No. Because you can. To tell you can't would be a lie, I know. But to tell you it's how you date someone, does that not make more sense, right? If you treat someone like you are raping them into it, you're raping them into it too, right? You know what I mean there too, right? If you gotta rape me to convince me I'm gay, you're raping me to convince me I'm gay, right? That don't make me gay. Mm-hmm. No, it don't. Means you want me to be gay.
Force people, if they have freedom of speech, to not make a fucking list of your ass, but make one of them. I mean, they're trying to get you so mad with them.
And that's what I mean about freedom of speech. You can't censor high school students, boys or girls, and tell them not to visit with somebody, because you can't. Freedom of speech.
That's a fake skip.
What don't you have the freedom to do? Accuse someone of a crime, right? Like the person assaulted me on YouTube that I could have molested my stepdaughter when I already admit, yeah, I could have molested her if she came in there to me and woke me up, right? But I didn't, even if she did, right? All I'm telling you I would do if she did is bring her back to her mom, who would then have a problem if she let her daughter come in there to me, not me. And you know what I mean there too, right? Mom would have the bigger problem. Who would have to hide what they did? Mom. Exactly. Not dad, not stepdad, right? Mom. That's the point. And it's not a crime unless I really did this. Now, Daphne can't look for a crime where there is no crime, because then she's going to criminate herself for letting the child go in there to me, because that's reckless child endangerment, right? It's reckless of her. It's child endangerment of her, because I picked her up before that incident could have happened. I picked her up and put her in the bed with one smooth move. And she knows if we got into a fight, I could kick her monkey ass. Daphne herself knows that. Only if she brings a weapon into it, could she even knock me out. And like I told you, I'm not doing anything until the 15th. after I moved back to base. And the only way I would do her is if Pastor Thomas wouldn't let Robert on base, or he wasn't on base, right, help me out, right? Or he wouldn't send someone to pick me up or something, right? I don't know. But if I talked about it with the guy on the phone in the church, right, and asked for a ride out there or asked for some help, right, here's how it would have went down. Right? If I did call Pastor Thomas, right, I would have called him and tell him the situation to a point, right? If I made it to the front, right, or not. I would also have to explain this to the guys if they attacked me or were trying to attack me too. What I would do, if I could even make it off base, since my ID was in the room, I'd also tell them the scenario too. You understand, right? Right. So I would call Pastor Thomas because Robert, who's a corpsman, might be on base doing a Bible study. For one. But I'll also tell it to the guys in the front if I couldn't get off base as well. Here's why, because again, I'm guessing what happened. And there's two possibilities of what I did when I went to the front, right? I could have told the guys in the front lobby area of the barracks, right? And then call Pastor Thomas, right? Or I told them first and they overreacted, and I told them this story as we were fighting over it, or disagreeing. Now, a disagreement is fine as long as you don't get violent with me. If you're violent, it's two sellers, me and him. One would have to instigate the violence. Not me. I'm just trying to, get into my room, right? And that's what I tell them too. I'm just trying to get in my room, and this asshole wanted to attack me because I told him I took karate and jiu-jitsu to a book, right? What kind of person would attack you for that? Someone who's fucked up in the head, right? Who's very control freak oriented, and that's a control freak oriented person. Now, when you're a control freak, it's like him fucking sleeping with the enemy. And this is what I would tell them too, right? You're trying to control a situation where I had no control over it and had to do what I needed to do to get off the window ledge, right? And I did it one time. I don't do a repeat performance of something I was lucky to do the first time, right? I know that too, right? That's in case they challenge me to jump again. And I tell them, no, that wasn't planned. You don't plan things like that, right? It's called dealing with a situation that's a bad situation for everyone and anyone to be locked out your room, right? And then you got your key, your ID, and the money in the room. One way or the other, they're in the room. All three. One can't turn up missing out the three unless someone stole the key or the money the following day when they got to the grip. Thinking I wouldn't remember it, right, asshole? I remember it. The exact amount too, $250. I was gonna get laid. Just got laid Thursday night. No, Friday night. The 15th probably fell on a Thursday or a Friday, right? I think it was a Thursday if I remember correctly, right? And I was gonna try and get laid by one of the girls I was having a little fling with at the buffet. Daphne wouldn't even know about that, so not yet. And then that's when I would tell them the order I would call somebody. First, I would call Pastor Thomas, because I ain't talked to them in a while. I've been married to Daphne, right? But that would be because there's a corpsman out here who goes out to the church named Robert. He's African American, a little stocky, but a friend. Right. And see if they can get me a shirt or something. That would be the first thing, would be the priority. I wouldn't even worry about getting off base. I needed a shirt, right? I'd also ask the guys, hey, look, can one of y'all get me a freaking shirt? I'm trying to get to my room and I'm locked out, right? As well. Because I don't have on a shirt. I only have on a pair of pants. And none of this, alright, unless they're going sexual on my ass, because whatever reasons, that's where it starts getting weird, ain't it? Murky. That's what they're covering up. Their homosexual tendencies are fucking with me about them being gay or me being gay, right? And if they're fucking with me about being gay, I would accuse them back. Well, you're the one fucking with me about that shit. How do you know I'm gay and I never slept with a man? That's one of the priorities to being gay. In fact, I never dated a man. I don't have no desire to date a man, so you can't prove I'm gay at all, right? You're the one acting gay, right? By accusing someone of acting gay, you're gay. That's all it takes. When I'm a single male going through a divorce, one of us is married to a woman and one of us is being an asshole about it. Even if you are married to a woman, you could be in the closet married to a woman. I'm divorcing my wife because she's acting weird all of a sudden. Our relationship was going fine until then, right? And that's when I would talk about the having to pick her up and then the leaving me stranded in Tennessee. And I would tell them why. And maybe she just married me because her mother wouldn't let the child be around her unless she had a husband. You know how some grandmas are. Well, she was trying to get rid of me. And the same breath, right? And I don't think I was around the daughter even at night. I would know more clearly then because now I got amnesia of the whole thing, right? Whatever happened at the accident on base. But it was still on base, and all three things, the key, the money, and the ID would be in the room by morning. I would tell them that too. I know. And there's two possibilities there too. Someone took the money that night or that morning, right? And that's why they got the key from me. I could have sworn I had it in my bag, but that again could have been my mistake. Could still be in the room with the money and the IDs. So there's not going to be one thing missing, Navy, unless someone took it thinking I wouldn't remember that part of it. Right. That means he knows he knocked me out. That means he knows he knocked you out. Thinking I wouldn't remember that shit. Plus, the Navy can validate there was $250 taken out the account, right? You know what I mean? I would tell them that too. They would know the money was out the account, right? And why I was doing it. Trying to get me a motel room with the girl. After I ate at the buffet, and maybe I was going to ask her out. And see if she was married. If she's married, you know, that's when the conversation would end, right? Too. And I just have the money, right? And just spend it how I want it. Too. But like I told you anyway, I'm not doing anything wrong in moving on from my ex-wife either. See, we're breaking up. I know. We're divorcing. Takes a year in Virginia to divorce if you have a child involved, and I have a son involved, right? Who's on the way, right? Well, because she left me stranded in Tennessee. You wouldn't leave your wife if she left you stranded in Tennessee? And he might be and say, well, I wouldn't leave my wife for any reason. Okay, well, you don't have to. No. It's an option. Well, the Bible says the case only for the cause of fornication. I know it does. What does that mean? That don't mean, again, I can't commit fornication against her or she against me and move on. Fornication is just, sex outside of marriage, right? With another party. Well, Jesus forgave the woman caught in the act of adultery, so I can do that too, right? I'm moving on from my ex-wife because she's treating me like shit. You start treating me like shit, I don't care who you are, I'm going to break up with you, right? Jesus didn't say you couldn't break up with a person who's treating you badly either. He didn't say you have to stay with someone. Now, Paul might have. No, he didn't. He said you could divorce a woman if you're not in agreement with Christ. If you're willing to live with each other, that's fine. But if you want a divorce, that's fine. But you might say, well, he said unless she wants to divorce you. Well, you can't divorce her too? Seeing you don't agree eye to eye? See, that's forcing someone to stay with someone who doesn't love them. That's not Jesus either. That's judgment, Paul. That's condemnation of those who know their wife is treating them wrong and wants to divorce them. You can't do that. That's condemnation. You can't condemn a person who knows another person isn't treating them right for moving on from that person and divorcing them right. That's not what the law means. Now, that might be sarcasm on Paul's point too, right? Same with the idea of homosexuality. After saying all that about the homosexuals, in the next chapter, Paul starts talking about murder and adultery and all that, right? So you're not reading it how he wrote it anyway. It's a letter. King James, because of how they were doing books in the 1600s, came up with the chapter and verse version of the Bible. But that's not how it was written on the parchment in chapter and verse, you understand? Right? It was a letter, right? Written to a group of people called the Corinthians, who Paul and they knew each other. You don't know shit about them, you're reading a letter. A letter don't tell you anything but some of the details of some of the things Paul was dealing with them, right? Including that a son was having sex with his father's wife or his stepmom. That's why I'm messing with Mary about Miles anyway. Unless she's just in denial that he's mine and not Scott's, right? Which again, that's her denial because of the birth weight, right? She won't grasp that Patrick's birth weight means she didn't get pregnant by him in December because he could be no larger than 2 pounds in 5 months to 6 months anyway. If that. I'm giving her a half a pound, right? Or 8 ounces, right? Now, if it's on a 0.5 scale, that would be different, but back then it was ounces, right? In other words, I was 6 pounds, 13 ounces, which is 11 pounds underweight for a normal baby, right? Now, I don't know if that means something or not. I don't know if my mom smoked a little marijuana or something when I was being conceived or what. That kind of stunted my growth a little. But I do know I got Irish in me, Marceline. Almost 24 to 29%. So that can't be from Big Daddy or Lanky. Now, the thing about the 23andMe and even now the Ancestry is it's kind of doing it a little bit differently now, right? Though I did a different DNA test, right? I don't know how the hell it's so different, but it's different. Now, the 23andMe is showing me I even have African ancestry. About 1.2 of African and 0.2 of Arabic as well. That means within the last, say Claude was the one that came from. Claude could have someone of African descent in his background, right? Or Irma, right? Only one of the two. Now, the Irish wouldn't be that big with Granddaddy. It would be double English. I'd be almost 75% English, right? If he had something to do with it, or Lanky. Now, this is to eliminate my mother as a suspect, right? And that I was the product of a rape. In case the evil motherfuckers are thinking that, Marcy. Like Pastor Davis was insinuating, your family is now your enemy. That's what I mean to her too, right? That's why I wrote her a letter telling her all that shit. And they're really wanting you to support their ministry and become part of their church versus going home to your family, which makes them a cult. Jesus didn't do that. He sent the 12 out 2 by 2, right? And then it became 70 in Luke, right? That's 35 people paired together. Exactly. So Jesus had about 500 followers also who saw him after the cross. Now my problem with that is when he left to the day of Pentecost is 10 days. Well, what the fuck John means when he talks about the 10 days of tribulation, right? Did Rome raise up? I don't know. Did Pilate attack any person who claimed Jesus was resurrected from the dead? That's possible, right? And the number was reduced to 120 as well. Mm-hmm. Or did Peter betray them as well as Jesus because of his doctrine? Right? Jesus' doctrine. Not Peter's. Not Peter's. Peter's obviously giving us a watered down version of the doctrine. Right? And trying to get us to use the Old Testament more than the New to understand Jesus. That's what I think, right? About that too. Mm-hmm. And John, by mentioning 7 seals, is talking about the seals mentioned in Isaiah, which men are sealing, be not worthy to look upon it. Mm-hmm. That's what he means to the religious Jews who won't explain it to you. Mm-hmm. They're plain unworthy to know the truth, right? And there ain't much you can do with people who think they're unworthy to know the truth, but tell them the truth anyway and hope they'll listen, right? You can't force people who think they can't say the divine name. You can't make them say the divine name even if you help them figure out. That's not your job as a witness. Your job as a witness is to show them what you're seeing and point it out, right? You can't make them say it. They can even think it, and that would be better for them. But Yahweh and Yahuwah, because of Yahoo, Eliyahu, right? Sar and Sarah makes more sense to me that would be the divine name, right? Chalva is what they called Eve, right? And it's 2 V's because Cha and Va is an A, right? With an A, it can be a V. Now they're misdirecting you because it could also be a U or an O, right? But it can also be an I with a V and an E with a V. That's why they make they instead of make va, but one is feminine. Why is water associated with a female? The water she has when she gives birth. Why did Jesus say, he that is born of spirit and water, right, symbolizing baptism and your physical birth, right, shall be saved, right? He's talking about the baptism of the Spirit and the water, right? Which is baptism in the Spirit, Holy Ghost, right? And water, right? Now, some also include the washing of the water of the Word, right? That can apply as well. I'm not saying it can't. Some people sprinkle because of Ezekiel, like the Catholics do, right? Now, my job as a witness is to explain things to you. You don't understand why they're doing it. Pastor Tyler. In Christian Fellowship Church, you're in a false doctrine too. You're not trying to save the church with Jesus. You're trying to condemn people to hell and act like you're the ones going to heaven. You're probably the furthest from heaven if you think you're the only one going to heaven. It's the opposite here. When you think you're saved, you're really not. You can't know you're saved unless you endure to the end. Then, if you're teaching the whole Bible and not part of the Bible, otherwise you're seeing in part and prophesying in part. But when that which is perfect is come, that which is in part shall be done away with. That's what I'm trying to do. Undoing the part to show you the whole. In other words, the whole is the perfection of God. The part is not. You're 2 parts of the whole. Mm-hmm. From 1 came 2. Retard. And you can't convince a person convinced of a lie, no matter how hard you try, that they're in a lie. That's their problem too. And no one can do that, right? With anyone. Who's convinced the lie is the truth and the truth is a lie, right? All you can do is work with them till you're in, right? And we all have a beginning and an end, even Jesus did. Now, at Jesus' end, he went back into heaven. I will too, right? You will see me, if they have a camera on me, rise from the dead and ascend into heaven, right? With my witnesses. They will ascend with me. If it's me and 9 women, or me and 10 women, or me and 11 women, or actually two men and two women. Really what it's supposed to be, Mary Bell. Mm-hmm. No more, no less, right? That way either. Unless I can't find a man, right? And I'm the only man to stand in the gap for Jesus, then I can have up to 11 women and be within the boundaries of it, right? I don't know. But either way, they would be offended by 11 women and one man. That's because the Muslims say it takes 2 to 3 women to even equal the witness of one man, right? That's racism and prejudice towards women too, right? It is. See, if you cannot critique your own religion is fucked up. Mm-hmm. That's everybody who won't see they're wrong in their religion. Not just the Christians, the Jews, or the Muslims. That's everybody who won't see the error of their ways. Even Shiva is half right, half wrong. Because one of his incarnations has the breast of a woman and the breast of a man, right? That's half right. Because you're half mom and half dad, right? Whether you're male or female, right? But a female has full breasts, a male doesn't, right? And women also have different size breasts. You have double D, dolly, double D, dolly. And then you have A cup, Mary Bell. Mm-hmm. Or B cup, Mary Bell. Mm-hmm. Now, both are a woman. Neither one is not a woman. But one has a B cup and one has a double D cup. Right. They're both women. No matter your cup size. Now, some are transgendered, some feel gay, some are born bisexual, but they do the surgery on them and they don't know they're bi. And when I say bisexual, I mean both sexes, right? And some people do feel bisexual, attracted to both male and females. But they don't even know about hermaphrodites or intersex. That's the information I'm trying to explain to you people don't know about. Now, whether the person from the fall is still attacking me or not, I don't care about the gay references because I can't worry about that. But when he calls me a pedophile like I had sex with my stepdaughter, I'm going to sue him for defamation of character for a reason. Because he's not just defaming my character, but my ex-wife's character and the daughter's character, that we don't know not to have sex with each other. At for really ever, right? Now, she is my ex-stepdaughter, though. I'm not trying to be with her anymore, but if you're causing her boyfriend to accuse her of having sex with me, and she ain't even had sex with him yet, y'all crazy. The Daphne just told me y'all had a child together, a girl. I'm happy for that if you did. And I don't want a boy with you. Like Daphne. Amanda, right? I don't want anything with you. You're my stepdaughter. That's a no-no. Now, even though I don't know Maxine personally, and Daphne had her after I divorced her, she might could be with me. She's not a product of the marriage. Right? Jonathan and Amanda are. Mm-hmm. But not Amanda. I can't be with Amanda. And I ain't trying to be with Maxine either here. What I mean by that, though, is one of them was born before I married Daphne. One of them was not, and again, only Mike could be with her. Because she's outside the marriage and the divorce, right? Daphne didn't have her until after she got back to Arkansas. She's the only one I might can be with, technically, right? Without violating that rule, right? That also means while you're married to the mother, you can't have her and her daughter as well, right? Dumbass. It don't mean it now that she's almost 30, right? She'll probably be 29 this year. And that's because Jonathan will be what? Do the math. 14, 19 is 20, right? From 94, right? So he'll be what this year? In 2019, 25. Patrick will be what? 22, right? Because he was conceived 3 years after Jonathan in 96. But he wasn't born until 97, right? So I know Mary Bell is having a problem with Patrick being my son. I can't do nothing about that either. Now, here are my stats from today, or last night, right? 11,319 steps, 6,414.1 meters, right? And if you think this is anything compared to what I did before, it's not. I could run, I could bike 26 miles, Maribel, before you met me. And even then, I was 170 for a while after the fall until I moved to Georgia. Then I started picking up weight because I would eat Burger King a lot and stuff like that, and can't exercise the same. I was going to bed with tears in my eyes because of the arthritis pain. And that's why, even working, just driving, I couldn't keep up the same pace. And don't say I don't try. I always walk even if I can't do anything else, right? Alright, so we're going to see how many miles we walk. So, 6,414.1 divided by 1,609, thereabouts, right? That's 3.98 miles, almost 4 miles. Alright, I did a lot of kcals, 360.7, right? You multiply that by 1,000. That's 360,700. Then divide that by 2,500 calories, which is a standard calorie, right? You get 144.28. That's how many calories in kcals I burnt today, right? Divided by a normal calorie, which is about the same as a kcal, right? So I burnt 144.28 times 250 calories. I mean 2,500 calories, right? So, that's a lot of calories. And that's just with my now disability, right? Imagine what I was burning before the disability. See, before I met Daphne, I was back down to around 140 pounds anyway, right? 150, right? I had again lost the weight down to my original weight when I came into the Navy, right? I was looking hot, but not Daphne. Right. Look happy Friday night. Well, that's why I can't get down to that weight overnight, right? Plus, they don't want to pay me a clothing allowance, which would help me lose weight. So I'm trying to get a clothing allowance, so I'm going to sue you for that too. Because if you're 300 pounds now and you were 150 when you went in, you're twice your weight because of the disability. You're going to need money to lose weight. Clothing allowance. So you can buy clothing to help you lose weight once you start losing weight. You don't just need it for medication or braces, which I got that down too. I got a knee brace, right? Now, I'm not wearing it yet because I only exercised like 45 minutes with the first video. But like I told Maribel, if you don't want me to know, you shouldn't have told me he was 4 pounds 9 ounces. Probably what Scott told you too, right? Don't tell him that. He'll believe it's his, right? Now, if you told me he was under 2, I would know it was Scott's too, right? That's normal. Well, it's not normal for you to tell me he's 4.9 if he's Scott's, right? I would know he was Scott's then, but I wouldn't deny it. So what are you doing? Leaving me an option Patrick is mine when he's Scott's? I know you're lying some fucking where. If he's 4.9, he's mine. If he's smaller than that, he's Scott's, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts there either. So you're still lying somewhere, like I told you before we quit talking about that shit. You're lying there, not me or Scott, right? You got something to hide for some reason. And like I said, I didn't say you can't get pregnant by another man if you make me cheat on you and break up with you because you want me to be right. You may be right, I may be crazy, but it just might be a lunatic you're looking for. If she's having sex with me 18 months, you don't think she's looking for a lunatic? She's looking for a lunatic. Come on. And she found one. Don't you think? That's a joke, Maribel, but goddamn, I know. What the fuck wrong? That's why I go back and forth with it. Messing with her about Miles or Steven or Bart, right? And then Scott, right? She's the one misleading me. I know. And Scott even, if the baby's a lower weight. But Scott would know that. But me and Scott have never been friends. You know, I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Scott ain't never been friends. either. Right. But I'm a fun lunatic. I'm Robin Williams lunatic. But not suicidal like Robin. I pray for his soul, right? And that Jesus forgives him of his suicide attempt, which he succeeded at. But I often know that's associated with something you're doing wrong, right? Not right. All right. Have a good day.